What is going on, YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today I am hyped. I'm absolutely pumped because Lordstown Motors announced it was going to be doing a reverse IPO with DiamondPeak. That's right, Lordstown Motors, they're coming to the NASDAQ. So if you're interested in staying on the hype train with me, stay tuned right after this. Man, let's go. Lordstown Motors, and there's a lot of history there. Obviously, Lordstown Motors originally was GMC, and it was sold to Lordstown Motors and is actually becoming what it's becoming today. Now, this evaluation that Lordstown Motors is doing with DiamondPeak is going to be evaluated at $1.6 billion. Let's go. Now, continuing on, where is Lordstown? Well, it's located in Lordstown, Ohio. Lordstown Motors has CEO Steve Burns in the seat, and he is leading this ship where it needs to go. I mean, he is doing everything he possibly can to really get this ball rolling on these electric trucks. And he comes from an electric truck background in Workhorse. And you guys know how I feel about Workhorse. They are by far one of my favorite stocks, and I'm heavily invested, but we'll save that for later. I mean, I'm just hyped about this, guys. I really am. There's a lot of news revolving around Lordstown, and there's just so much that is going to go into this that's really going to help multiple companies get this thing rolling. And that's what they want to do. That's why it's so significant, especially 675 million of the 1.6 billion is to kick off and get the Endurance, the truck that Lordstown is producing, off and rolling. It's to get it on the line and get it to production. Well, because they have 27,000 orders to get these trucks to people. I mean, there's 27,000 people that are like, this thing is freaking awesome. And you know what? It meets every type of person, and it meets every type of need. I mean, it's going to be for your everyday worker, but it's also going to meet the needs of the everyday leisure driver. This thing is cool. I mean, it really is. Each tire has a motor, and it's just, there's so many capabilities. I'm going to go into detail a little bit later, but I'm hyped about this thing. I really am. I think that they have a lot going for them, and I think that they're pushing this thing to the max. They're talking about, switching over from DiamondPeak to actual Lordstown, which is going to be under the ticker symbol RIDE. That's going to be trading on the NASDAQ, and that's going to happen here in Q4, sometime in October, November, December. We're going to be riding this thing off into the sunset. Let me tell you, I threw some money at it already. Let's go. These things, and I really wanted to hit on this because I think it's valuable information, and it shows that there's people out there that believe in this company. So 75 million of that 1.6 billion is an investment from GM Motors. Obviously, Lordstown's plant was sold to them by GM Motors. And I really think that GM Motors is backing Lordstown because they really, envision them making an amazing truck. I think that's where they see that going. And obviously, if you're putting $75 million into a truck company, and obviously you produce trucks, something's going on, and something's good about it. It's actually major news for the EV market. And obviously the EV market has just been throwing jabs left and right. It seems like each week, if it's one company, then another one arises, and it's throwing the left hook. And I think that this week, Lordstown Motors partnered with, one of my favorite stocks, Workhorse. They're throwing the left and the right, and they're going for the KO. Now, Workhorse, one of my favorites, owns a 10% stake in Lordstown Motors. And on top of that, let me back up real quick. So in this deal, because it was $1.6 billion, Workhorse gets roughly $160 million of that. Well, If you guys have seen any of my videos, you know Workhorse is an up-and-coming electrical vehicle last-mile delivery service, and this is only going to help them out too. It actually did. Their stock rose quite a bit today, but I'm going to make another video this week about it because, well, it just makes me even more excited. Partnership is woven deep. I mean, think about this. Workhorse gets, they really do. They get a royalty off of every endurance truck that Lordstown produces. And continuing on, they also get a 1% stake every time equity is raised for Lordstown Motors. I mean, that is a phenomenal deal for Workhorse, and it's only going to continue to grow them and make them a better company as well. I mean, I'm just ecstatic about this entire news. And we haven't even got to the United States Postal Service information yet. I mean, that's obviously going to be down the road. But if the hype around Workhorse and around Lordstown is just really generated off of just them becoming a stock, man, what is next? You guys know that I love to provide you facts. I love to give you evidence and news that helps support why this is going to be a great investment, a great trade, or just a swing trade in general. So I'm gonna swing on over here and really give you guys some information and provide that for you. So we're gonna go ahead and say currently Lordstown Motors has 27,000 reservations placed on the Endurance as of August 3rd. That is roughly $1.6 billion projected in revenue. Continuing on, Lordstown Motors expects the deal with DiamondPeak to close in Q4 of 2020. I stated that earlier. They are moving ahead. They're not waiting around. They want to get this truck in production and they want to get it out. They want to be the first all electrical, everyday truck to get out on the road. That's awesome news. Continuing on. The Endurance is vastly different than the everyday pickup we see on the road. This truck is pushing 600 horsepower. It seats 5 and comes with a 3-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. Well, and on top of that, because it's an all-electrical vehicle, it has a 8-year battery warranty. We're going to continue on. Each wheel has a motor, and it is the first of its kind to feature this system. The benefit of this is it reduces the amount of moving parts and also improves the control of the truck itself. Now, one thing I didn't mention yet is that with less moving parts, you're going to have less maintenance. You're going to have less things to fix. So the cost of taking it into the shop, getting it worked on, those costs are going to be reduced. That's one thing to think about when going all EV. My favorite part of any video, and it is chart breaking down time. So let's Lordstown on over here and truck up into this thing. So today, DiamondPeak Holdings Corporation opened at $11.65. It's got as high as $12.45. Its low was $11.12. Its volume was 17.63 million. I really see that going up. I really do. Its market cap 433.7 million, and its 52-week high is 12.45. Its 52-week low is $9.50, and that average volume of 117.8 thousand. That thing's gonna go up tremendously. Today it closed at $12.39. That was up 21%. And in the after hours, it continued to climb 4.92%, closing out at $13 even. Now, I have a 6-month chart up, but in all honesty, in my opinion, it doesn't matter until today. And that thing is a straight line going straight up. It's almost as if someone just shot an arrow straight up in the air. And that's what matters. This is huge news for a company that is really going to be putting out a truck of quality. It's going to be different, and they really want to get it on the road. It's going to be well staged for the future, especially with a lot of states, specifically California, pushing for all electrical vehicles by 2035 and even 2045 in some aspects. There's other states that are climbing on board, and this is just one company that really believes they can make a huge dent in the EV market. I love this thing. I can't wait to see what it's capable of doing. And like I said, guys, I invested. I threw 15 shares at it, and I plan on putting a lot more into it. That's just my thoughts. I guarantee you that this is just one of numerous videos that are going to come your way on this company. Lordstown is definitely a future stock that I just envision constantly talking about, because them constantly making positive headlines. And you guys know how I do it. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my channel. And as always, have a good day.